Finding a gluten-free bread recipe that is not just easy to make, absolutely delicious and tastes like actual bread is kind of difficult. I struggled with this such a long time until I started to experiment with my own recipes using wholesome ingredients such as buckwheat and quinoa and make it really simple. Today I will be sharing my 4 favorite plant-based gluten-free bread recipes that are easy to make, and I bet you have most of the ingredients already at home. I'm also gonna share different methods how to make a bread. We're gonna use fermentation as one process, which is amazing for your gut health. We're gonna also use some baking soda to keep it really simple, and I know everybody has that at home. But now let's get into it and make the first recipe. This quinoa bread has a crispy crust on the outside, is soft and juicy on the inside, and has a nutty and earthy flavor that is deeply satisfying. Perfect for avocado on toast and to dip into your favorite soup or chili, and as a side it makes your salads even more satisfying. In a medium bowl, add 2 cups of raw quinoa and soak for 2 hours to soften. While in a similar bowl you can add 4 tablespoons of chia seeds and add 1 cup of water. Wash and rinse the quinoa well before transferring into a high-speed blender. Add 1 cup of filtered water and 1 teaspoon of olive oil. The combination of apple cider vinegar and baking soda will help our bread to rise. 2 tablespoons of celery husk powder will also help bind the bread together and adds extra fiber. Salt will add the flavor, but you can definitely experiment with more seasoning of your choice. Now add the chia seeds and blend everything together until you have a smooth batter. Transfer it into a 5 by 9 inch loaf pan and top with sunflower seeds. I also added everything bagel seasoning, but that is optional. Preheat the oven to 375 Fahrenheit and bake for around 1 hour. You can make the toothpick test to make sure the bread is done. Let cool completely before cutting into a crispy quinoa bread, and it is perfect for breakfast or as a side and will add so much fiber to your daily meals. The fact that you can make a bread this mouth-watering from lentils still blows my mind. It bakes up with a light chewy texture that is perfect for sandwiches, but also sturdy enough to hold your favorite toppings without falling apart. Soak 1 cup of yellow split peas in hot water for around 45 minutes. Soaking will soften the lentils and makes it easier to blend them, and also reduces compounds that can cause bloating, and it makes it easier for our body to absorb the nutrients. Drain and rinse them well and blend the lentils with 3/4 of a cup of fresh filtered water. Add 1 grated carrot and blend again. I use my food processor to grate the carrot, but you can also do it by hand and blend everything in a high-speed blender. If you use a high-speed blender, mix the dry ingredients in a separate bowl and then add your lentil mix after. Mix in half of a cup of flaxseed meal, 3 tablespoons of celery husk powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, half a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, and salt to taste. Blend until the dough comes together. That flaxseed meal and celery husk powder will help bind everything together, and sometimes it needs a little bit more time to absorb all the moisture and the liquid. Now the dough is ready to be shaped into a loaf. You can make it pretty flat because it will rise quite a bit in the oven. You can also add some seasonings as a topping and bake at 365 Fahrenheit for around 50 to 60 minutes until golden and firm. Let cool completely before slicing into your bread and enjoying a slice. You can easily double the amount of the recipe and make those fluffy sandwich rolls. Divide the dough into 4 equal sections and form log-shaped buns. These will rise quite a bit too, so make sure to keep them flat. Bake at 365 Fahrenheit for around 30 minutes. I will usually freeze them right away and defrost whenever I'm craving a sandwich. It works perfectly, it's such a lifesaver. The next recipe I've shared over 5 years ago on this channel. It's my fermented buckwheat bread, and you guys loved it so much, but you also had some questions. So today I'll be resharing the recipe and also answering all the questions you have. The fermented buckwheat bread is especially gut healthy and one of my favorite bread recipes to this day. I love the earthy and slightly tangy flavor from the fermentation and the dense but juicy texture with a crunchy crust. The fermentation process works best when you use hulled buckwheat kernels, not the toasted ones. Soak 2 cups of the hulled kernels for around 6 hours in a generous amount of water until they soften. Rinse and wash really well. Transfer to a high-speed blender and blend with 1 cup of water until you have a smooth blend. Now you can transfer the batter into a glass or a ceramic bowl and cover with a clean kitchen towel to let rest. For the fermentation process to work properly, you need room temperature or a little bit more. So if you're in a colder climate or doing this in the colder months, make sure to do the fermentation maybe in the oven and switch the light on so it's warm enough. After 12 hours at room temperature, we're gonna take a look at how the fermentation is going. Oh my God. It looks so good. You see those air bubbles. It's actually doubled in size too, so this is amazing. It's exactly what we're looking for and how it's supposed to be. To season the bread, we add 1 teaspoon of caraway seeds, which are amazing for calming your gut and digestion. We're adding salt to taste and a 1/4 cup of sunflower seeds for better texture. Mix it well and transfer into a 5x9 loaf pan. Top with more sunflower seeds and bake for around 70 minutes at 350 Fahrenheit. You can store the bread in the fridge for around 5 days, or you can store it in the freezer for longer. I've been making this over and over again for the past year, so I really want to share it with you guys. And you won't believe how simple this bread recipe is, packed with so much flavor and texture. It's perfect for a hearty sandwich or to spread on some hummus or avocado on toast. Add 1 cup of sunflower seeds, a 1/2 cup of pumpkin seeds, and 3/4 of a cup of walnuts to a sheet pan and toast in the oven for a few minutes at 350 Fahrenheit for 5 to 7 minutes. In a medium bowl, we combine all our wet ingredients and make our binding agent at the same time. 2.5 cups of water, a 1/4 cup of olive oil, and 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. Give that a whisk before adding 3 tablespoons of chia seeds and 2 tablespoons of psyllium husk powder. Now mix everything together and let it rest for around 5 minutes. In a large bowl, we are adding 2.25 cups of gluten-free oats, 2 tablespoons of flaxseed meal, and a teaspoon of sea salt. After 5 minutes, our binding agent will have become a jelly-like texture, and then you can add it to the dry ingredients and fold everything together with a spatula. Pour the batter into a 5x9 inch loaf pan and let it rest in the fridge for 2 hours or overnight. Then you want to preheat the oven to 400 Fahrenheit and bake for around 60 minutes. Again, take it out of the oven and let it rest and cool completely before cutting into your delicious seeded bread that will bring so much fiber and flavor to your daily meals. I really hope you like these recipes and they will help you to navigate your gluten-free life a little bit easier. They really helped me out, so this is why I wanted to share them. If you're interested in more gluten-free and gut healthy recipes that also help reduce inflammation, stick around because I will be sharing loads of recipes from now on every week. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I see you in the next one.